What if the very vitamins you take each morning, the ones you trust to keep your body strong, are actually weakening your legs? It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? After all, taking vitamins feels like the smart, responsible thing to do. For decades, we've been told they're essential for staying healthy as we age. And most seniors take them every day: calcium for bone strength, vitamin D for immunity, iron for energy, B6 for nerves. But here's something I've seen again and again in over 10 years of working with older adults: people who are active, careful about their diet, even committed to daily supplements, still lose their strength, their stability, and sometimes their independence. They begin to feel unsteady when walking across a room. They start to rely on walls or chairs to keep their balance. They wake up at night with cramps in their legs or feel a heaviness in their calves that never used to be there. And when I ask about their supplement routine, that's where things get interesting. Because more often than not, the very vitamins they've been taking to help their bodies may be slowly hurting them instead. You see, as we age, our metabolism slows, our kidney function shifts, and our ability to regulate nutrients becomes more fragile. What worked at 50 may backfire at 70. Your body doesn't always need more, it needs balance. And when that balance tips, even slightly, the effects can show up in places you least expect. Like your legs. Weak legs aren't just an inconvenience. They're a warning sign. They raise your risk of falls. They steal your mobility, your confidence, your independence. If you've ever stood up and felt wobbly for no reason, or noticed it takes more effort to climb stairs than it used to, it might not be your age. It might be your supplements. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 common vitamins that many seniors take daily, believing they're helping, but when taken in the wrong dose or without proper monitoring, they may silently chip away at your leg strength, disrupt your circulation, and affect the way your muscles and nerves work together. I'll explain the science behind each one, how to recognize the warning signs, and most importantly, what you can do instead to support your body in a way that's smart, safe, and effective. But before we go further, have you ever experienced unexpected leg weakness? Muscle cramps at night? A feeling like your legs are heavy or disconnected, even though you're eating well and staying active? If that's you, or someone you care about, take a moment and leave a comment below. Your story could help someone else recognize what's happening in their own life. And if you value honest, research-based health information for older adults, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. It means a lot, and it helps this information reach more people who need it. Now, let's take a closer look at the first supplement on our list. It's one you've heard about for years. It's the one your doctor probably recommended, the one you believe is protecting your bones. But when taken the wrong way, it can actually leave your muscles stiff, your circulation compromised, and your legs feeling heavier with each passing month. So let's talk about calcium, the unexpected saboteur hiding in your supplement drawer. Bone 1. Calcium, the bone protector that's quietly weakening your legs. Let's start with the supplement that's been almost universally praised, recommended, and trusted by seniors for decades: calcium. You've heard it 1,000 times. Take your calcium to protect your bones. It's been reinforced by doctors, commercials, even friends at the dinner table. And for good reason: calcium is essential for bone health. But here's what no one told you: too much calcium, especially from supplements, can actually sabotage your muscle strength and circulation, leading to that heavy, sluggish feeling in your legs that so many older adults quietly live with. In my work with seniors over the past decade, this is one of the most common blind spots I've seen. People believe they're doing the right thing by taking daily calcium tablets, sometimes 2 or even 3 a day, yet they begin to experience strange symptoms. Their legs feel heavier when climbing stairs, they wake up with calf cramps in the middle of the night, or they struggle to rise from a chair without using their arms for support. At first, they blame it on just getting older. But here's the truth: those symptoms may be signs of mineral imbalance triggered by calcium overload. See, calcium doesn't work alone. For your muscles to contract and relax smoothly, your body depends on a careful balance between calcium and magnesium. Calcium helps muscles contract. Magnesium helps them release. But when you take too much calcium and not enough magnesium, which is very common in supplement routines, it throws this balance out of sync. The result? Tense, stiff, and uncooperative muscles, especially in your lower body. And it doesn't stop there. Excess calcium can build up in your arteries, a process called arterial calcification. When this happens, your blood vessels lose flexibility, and blood flow to your legs becomes restricted. Without enough oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscles, fatigue sets in faster. What used to be a short walk around the block now leaves your legs burning, tired, or even shaky. Again, it's easy to chalk this up to aging, but in many cases, it's a direct result of too much calcium in the wrong form. The irony is painful. A supplement meant to preserve your mobility could actually be working against it. And studies now show that many older adults are consuming far more calcium than they need, especially when they combine calcium supplements with fortified foods like cereals, orange juice, or dairy products. So what should you do instead? Start by not assuming you need a calcium supplement just because of your age. The recommendation to supplement calcium came from a time when diets were lacking in calcium-rich foods. But today, most people get enough from what they eat. Focus on food sources that deliver calcium along with supporting nutrients. Leafy greens like kale and collard greens, almonds, tofu, and dairy, if tolerated. Even better, these foods often come with magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K2 nutrients that help your body use calcium properly without causing buildup. And here's a tip I always share with my patients. If you're supplementing, never take calcium without also looking at your magnesium intake. A typical ratio that supports muscle and bone health is 2:1 calcium to magnesium. Better yet, get your levels tested. A simple blood test can help determine if you're deficient or just following outdated advice. Before you pop another calcium pill, ask yourself, is this really strengthening me or silently slowing me down? And remember, calcium isn't the only supplement that can backfire. The next one is often taken to boost energy, but for many older adults, it may be draining it instead. Let's talk about iron. Collision 2. Iron, the energy drainer in discus. For decades, we've been taught that iron equals energy. And in the right context, that's absolutely true. Iron plays a vital role in helping red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Without enough of it, we can feel tired, pale, short of breath, even dizzy. But what if I told you that many older adults are taking iron supplements they don't actually need, and it's draining their strength instead of restoring it? In my experience working with seniors, I've come across this issue more often than you'd think. A patient feels tired or low in energy, and someone, maybe a friend, maybe an old doctor's note, suggests iron. So they start taking a daily supplement. But weeks go by, and the fatigue doesn't improve. In fact, new symptoms appear: muscle soreness, leg stiffness, and that strange sensation of feeling heavy or sluggish after just a short walk. The legs ache in ways that feel hard to explain. Maybe I'm just getting older, they say. But age isn't the whole story. Unlike some nutrients that the body flushes out easily, iron accumulates. If your body doesn't need more, it stores the excess in your organs, your joints, and yes, your muscles. That extra iron doesn't just sit quietly. It triggers something called oxidative stress, a chemical imbalance where unstable molecules called free radicals start damaging healthy tissue. In muscles, this leads to inflammation, pain, and reduced performance. You might feel sore after doing very little. Your legs may not bounce back after a walk the way they used to. Worse yet, excess iron can interfere with magnesium, a key mineral for muscle relaxation and nerve function. When magnesium drops, you're more likely to experience cramps, especially at night, and your legs may feel stiff or locked, making simple movements more tiring than they should be. And again, all of this can happen while you're faithfully taking your iron, thinking it's helping. Here's the real kicker. Most older adults in the US are not iron deficient. Iron deficiency is far more common in younger women, especially those with heavy periods or poor diets. But after age 60, your iron needs drop, and unless you've had blood work confirming low levels, taking extra iron is not just unnecessary, it's risky. So what should you do instead? First and foremost, talk to your doctor before taking any iron supplements, especially if fatigue is your only symptom. A simple blood test measuring your ferritin and hemoglobin levels can tell you exactly where you stand. Second, aim to get your iron from whole foods, lean meats, spinach, lentils, beans, and iron-fortified cereals, which your body can absorb and regulate more efficiently. And if you really want to boost iron absorption, pair these foods with vitamin C sources like bell peppers, oranges, or tomatoes. It's a natural synergy your body understands far better than a pill. The bottom line? Iron is essential, but only when it's needed. Too much can be just as harmful as too little. If your legs feel sore, tired, or unusually stiff, and you've been taking iron without recent lab results to back it up, it might be time to rethink that bottle on your shelf. Are your legs heavy because you're aging? Or are they warning you about too much iron? And believe it or not, the next supplement is even more surprising. It's one many people take for heart health, youthful skin, and antioxidant protection. But when taken in high doses, it could quietly weaken your balance and put you at greater risk of falling. Let's talk about vitamin E. Warning 3. Vitamin E, the silent threat to your balance and leg strength. Vitamin E. It's one of the most talked about vitamins when it comes to aging well. You've probably heard that it helps protect your heart, supports brain health, and keeps your skin looking youthful. For many seniors, it feels like a safe, must-have supplement, something you take each day without a second thought. But what if I told you that too much vitamin E, especially from supplements, could be slowly undermining your balance, weakening your legs, and putting you at greater risk of falling? That might sound surprising. After all, it's just a vitamin, right? But the truth is, vitamin E is more powerful than most people realize. And like many things in health, too much of a good thing can quietly become harmful, especially as we age. Let me explain. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant, which means it doesn't flush out of your system as easily as something like vitamin C. Instead, it builds up in your fat stores and tissues over time. When taken in moderate doses from food, it does its job beautifully, neutralizing free radicals and protecting cells from damage. But when taken in high doses from supplements, that protective quality can turn into a problematic one. One of the biggest issues is how vitamin E interacts with vitamin K, a nutrient that plays a critical role in both blood clotting and muscle function. When vitamin E levels are too high, they interfere with vitamin K, leading to a decrease in blood clotting ability and, more importantly for your legs, reduced blood flow and oxygen delivery to your muscles. The result? Muscles that feel tired, unsteady, and weak, especially in the lower body. Over time, you might start noticing that it's harder to stand up from a chair, that your balance feels just a bit off, or that your legs get shaky when walking across a room. These aren't just minor annoyances. For older adults, this type of muscle instability can dramatically increase your risk of falling, a leading cause of injury and hospitalization in seniors. But it doesn't end there. Vitamin E is also a natural blood thinner, which means if you're already taking anticoagulant medication, or even if you're not, it can increase your chances of feeling lightheaded, dizzy, or faint, particularly when changing positions quickly. If you've ever stood up and felt the room spin, or felt your legs give out for a second, excessive vitamin E might be a contributing factor. In fact, several clinical studies have linked high-dose vitamin E supplementation with increased fall risk in older adults. And the problem is, many seniors are unknowingly taking more than the safe upper limit, often through multivitamins, fortified drinks, and separate E capsules combined. So what can you do to stay safe? First, get your vitamin E from food whenever possible. Nature knows how to dose it right. Almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, avocado, and even small amounts of olive oil can give you what your body needs, without tipping the scale. If you're already taking a supplement, check the label. Anything over 400 IU per day could put you at risk, especially if you're combining it with other sources. Second, if you're experiencing unexplained leg weakness, wobbliness, or dizziness, don't dismiss it as just aging. Talk to your doctor. Ask if your supplements could be playing a role. They can check your levels and help you adjust your routine for optimal safety. And remember, more isn't always better. With vitamin E, it's about the right amount, not the maximum. Because the legs that keep you steady, mobile, and independent deserve clarity, not confusion from your supplements. And speaking of confusion, there's another vitamin that's considered essential for bone and muscle health. Yet when taken in excess, it can cause just as much trouble. It's one of the most popular vitamins in the world, yet it's also one of the most misunderstood. Let's talk about vitamin D. Phase 4. Vitamin D, the double-edged sword for muscle health. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, has earned a glowing reputation in the world of senior health. And rightly so. It helps your body absorb calcium, supports your immune system, and plays a crucial role in keeping your bones strong. For many older adults, taking a daily vitamin D supplement feels like a non-negotiable part of staying healthy. But here's what most people don't realize. When taken in high doses, vitamin D can quietly start working against your muscles, leaving your legs feeling stiff, crampy, and weaker than they should be. Over the years, I've seen many patients come in complaining of leg pain or chronic fatigue. They're doing everything right, eating well, exercising, and taking their vitamin D every morning. But when we dig deeper, it becomes clear they're taking far more than their body actually needs. And that excess? It's creating new problems in disguise. Let's break it down. Vitamin D increases calcium absorption in your gut, which is a good thing, but only up to a point. When too much calcium floods your bloodstream and isn't directed into the bones, it stays where it shouldn't, in your soft tissues. That's when you get hypercalcemia, a condition where calcium levels in your blood become too high. This can lead to symptoms like muscle stiffness, cramps, especially in the calves, joint pain, and overwhelming fatigue. You might notice it when you wake up at night with a sharp leg cramp, or feel like your legs are tight and heavy just from walking around the house. You may chalk it up to aging or dehydration, but vitamin D overdose is often the hidden culprit. But there's more. Excess vitamin D doesn't just affect calcium, it disrupts the balance of other crucial minerals too, like magnesium and potassium. Both are essential for muscle relaxation and nerve transmission. Without enough of them, your muscles may misfire, spasm, or simply feel like they've lost their usual strength and rhythm. Another overlooked problem? Dehydration at the cellular level. Vitamin D, in high doses, can act like a hormonal amplifier, pulling minerals and fluids in ways that leave your muscle cells strained and underperforming. Over time, this creates a pattern. The more D you take, the more imbalance you create, and the more tired and unstable your legs begin to feel. So how do you know if this is happening to you? Well, if you're taking over 2,000 U of vitamin D daily without a blood test to guide you, that's a red flag. Especially if you're also consuming calcium supplements or eating fortified foods. Many multivitamins, bone health blends, and immune-boosting packs stack vitamin D without accounting for what your body already produces from sun exposure or gets through milk, eggs, or fatty fish. And that brings us to the real solution: personalized nutrition, not blind supplementation. Before increasing your vitamin D intake, ask your doctor to check your levels. A simple 25-hydroxyvitamin D blood test can tell you if you're low, sufficient, or tipping into excess. If you're in a healthy range, don't overload. Aim for a balanced diet rich in vitamin D sources: salmon, sardines, egg yolks, mushrooms, and moderate sunshine. And if you do supplement, start small. 800 to 1,000 IU is more than enough for most seniors unless there's a confirmed deficiency. Remember, vitamin D is not the enemy. But like any hormone-like compound, it's powerful and deserves respect. Don't let it quietly steal your strength under the guise of protection. Because your legs aren't just for standing. They're your independence, your freedom, your connection to the world. Protect them wisely. And up next, we're tackling a vitamin that flies under the radar. But when taken in excess, it can do something far worse than make your legs weak. It can disrupt your nervous system and damage the very signals your muscles depend on. Let's talk about vitamin B6. Brain 5. Vitamin B6, when a brain booster turns against your nerves and muscles. If you've been taking a daily vitamin B complex, chances are it includes vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine. It's a popular supplement for good reason. It supports brain health, helps convert food into energy, and plays a vital role in nerve function. Many older adults take it faithfully, hoping to stay sharp, fight fatigue, and support their nervous system. But here's the twist most people never hear. Too much vitamin B6 can quietly damage your nerves, disrupt muscle signals, and leave your legs feeling numb, unstable, or dangerously weak. Yes, a vitamin that supports nerves in small amounts can destroy them in excess. And this isn't just theory. In my clinical experience, I've worked with older patients who developed progressive leg weakness, balance issues, and strange cushion-like sensations in their feet, only to discover their B6 levels were significantly elevated from long-term supplementation. Let's unpack what's happening. Vitamin B6 is water-soluble, which means your body should flush out what it doesn't use. But that's only true at low to moderate doses. When taken in large amounts, especially over time, it accumulates in your tissues, particularly in the nervous system. The result? A condition called sensory neuropathy, where the nerves that carry signals from your legs to your brain begin to malfunction. What does that feel like? Tingling or numbness in the toes or soles of the feet. A strange sense of walking on pillows or sponges. Unsteady steps, especially when walking in the dark or on uneven ground. Loss of coordination or difficulty sensing where your feet are. You might even find yourself hesitating before each step, or worse, stumbling when you least expect it. And just like with vitamin E, this imbalance can sneak up so slowly that you assume it's just aging. But the damage, once done, can take months or years to reverse, if it reverses at all. So where is all this excess B6 coming from? Here's the scary part. It's everywhere. Not only is B6 found in standalone supplements and multivitamins, but also in fortified cereals, protein powders, sports drinks, and even some energy bars. It's easy to take 10 to 20 times the recommended amount without even realizing it. For seniors, the recommended daily intake is only about 1.7 milligrams. Yet many supplements contain 25 milligrams, 50 milligrams, or even 100 milligrams per dose, far beyond what your body can safely process. And unlike with food-based sources like bananas, salmon, potatoes, or poultry, synthetic B6 in pills hits your bloodstream in high concentrations, increasing your risk of overload. So how do you protect yourself? Review your supplements. Look closely at every bottle, powder, or shake you consume regularly. Add up your daily B6 total, and if it's over 10 milligrams per day without medical supervision, it's time to reassess. Focus on food-based sources of B6, which release gently and provide a range of cofactors that support safe absorption. And most importantly, talk to your doctor if you're experiencing strange nerve symptoms, leg weakness, or balance issues. A simple blood test can check your B6 levels and help guide a safe tapering plan if needed. In short, B6 is essential, but in the right dose. It should support your mobility, not sabotage it. So if your legs feel like they've lost their confidence, if you're walking slower, stumbling more, or feeling disconnected from the ground beneath you, it might not be your muscles. It might be your nerves calling for help. Don't ignore them. Your independence depends on it. And now that you've seen the 5 vitamins that could be silently weakening your legs, let's wrap this up with a powerful summary and the smart steps you can take starting today to protect your strength, balance, and freedom as you age. So what have we learned today? Sometimes the very things we take to feel stronger, sharper, and more independent can quietly work against us. Calcium, when taken without balance, can stiffen your muscles and restrict circulation. Iron, while essential in the right context, can cause inflammation and fatigue if taken unnecessarily. Vitamin E, too much of it, can affect your balance and blood flow. Vitamin D, often praised for its benefits, may backfire when overdosed, causing cramps and mineral imbalance. And finally, vitamin B6, that silent nerve saboteur, can make your legs feel like strangers underneath you. The truth is, your body changes with age. Your needs change too. What helped you at 50 might harm you at 70. And that's okay. What matters is that you stay informed, stay curious, and stay in control. So here's what I'd recommend. Take a moment today to review your supplements. Don't rely on habit or old prescriptions. Ask your doctor, check your levels, and make sure your current routine matches your current needs. Whenever possible, prioritize real food over pills. Leafy greens, healthy fats, fish, eggs, fruits. Nature packages nutrients in ways your body understands and can absorb with grace. And most importantly, don't ignore what your body is trying to tell you. That heaviness in your legs, the stiffness, the imbalance. It might not be just aging. It might be something you can change, starting today. Speech Balloon, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced any of the symptoms we talked about, like leg cramps, stiffness, numbness, or fatigue? Drop a comment below and share your story. You never know who you might help by speaking up. And if this video helped you see things differently, even just a little, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We create science-backed, senior-focused health content to help you live stronger, longer, and more confidently on your own terms. Until next time, take care of your legs. They carry more than just your body. They carry your freedom.